What's going on, everybody? This is ZAKK WYLDE, Black Label Society. We're all doing the hang, and you're watching LINEA ROCK.
Hi Zach.
Hello there.
Welcome to Milan, welcome back to Milan.
Yeah, that's great.
And welcome to LINEA ROCK. Okay, so it's 20 years of Black Label Society.
Yes, 20 years.
And so Grimmest Hits is the studio album, the new one, number 10 of your career.
Yeah.
But is it some way in the top 3 of your own music, in your personal taste? What would you say?
Well, no, I think, I mean, as far regarding the 20-year anniversary, the 20-year birthday of Black Label, that just means we had a birthday cake and said, happy 20th birthday, 30 more years to go to catch the Rolling Stones. So get to work. So yeah, we got a ways to go. But, and they're still padding that number up. But no, on the 10th record, I mean, no, it's just crazy how the time flies by, you know what I mean? So, it doesn't seem like 20 years. I mean, it's been 30 years I've been playing with Ozzy.
Right.
You know, in '87 when I started with the Boss. So, no, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm truly blessed because I've been, I mean, obviously you have ups and downs or whatever that are going on in between, but, it's been an amazing ride, without a doubt.
And certainly time flies.
Without a doubt. That's why you got to get off the couch and get to it now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till tomorrow.
Right. Is it true that this new album was basically conceived and recorded at the same time in the studio as the result of the longest jam sessions ever for Black Label Society?
Well, I mean, no, the way it was recorded, we were out on the road with Sabbath at the time, and Blasco, who plays bass in Black Label, and my buddy, he's the Peter Grant of Black Label. So I just asked him when we were on the road, I said, well, how much time do I have before the fellas get out? So I got to write the record. He just said, well, you got about 20 days before the guys get out here, to start recording. I asked my wife. And then in Blasco. So I had 20 days, so every day you just go out and you start writing riffs until you get something you like. So I mean, the way I always look at it, you got a 2-mile radius and we're looking for dinosaur bones out here. So you dig over here today, hopefully we find something, great. If we don't, we'll look again tomorrow. So no need to have a panic or grip or anything like that. You just keep digging and keep writing until you get, you get inspired by hearing something, whether one of your favorite bands or anything that you hear on the radio, you hear something and you just go, oh man, it'd be cool if we had a riff like that, or and then that's usually the spark, and then you can just take it somewhere else that it wasn't even intended to go. So, which is always, that's the joy of writing.
But this is usually, you work usually like that. I mean,
yeah,
there was no exception this time.
Yeah, well, you have 20 days to get it done. So,
yeah.
So you have a time frame. I mean, if I was one of my buddies, I was his agent in the movie, and I said, you got 6 months to have a 6-pack of abs and be ripped for this movie. It's like, all right, well, I got 6 months to get shredded. So, you have a timeline and you have a frame to do it in. So you just got to get it done. So that's all. Yeah, I enjoy working like that.
So the cover artwork has a very dark mood, even if, the Love Unreal video is very sarcastic and funny about it.
No, we take everything serious.
Let's see. This is the cover.
He never takes a bad picture, ever. He's just a handsome fella, and he's very, very charismatic, and just, he's very photographic.
Okay, but why this choice, and how is it, related to the music or with your mood today, or maybe to the world, we're living in?
No, I think I was just like, just goofing on, and there was a picture of the Grim Reaper, I think, and I just said, yeah, we should call the album Grimmest Hits, instead of Greatest Hits, because, and that's when everybody goes, well, don't you think people are going to mistake this for a Greatest Hits record? I go, no, not at all, because in order to have a Greatest Hits record, you need that one important ingredient, and that's hit songs. we don't have any hit songs, so no, they won't mistake it for a hit song record, and that's that. The Bee Gees, they have a greatest hits record.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Black Label,
Got it.
no, we don't have a greatest hits record.
Good point.
It would just be called songs.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no greatest hits.
And is it more difficult to choose a set list for a show?
You could call it Black Label side. We consider these songs greatest hits.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But they're not officially greatest hits, but no, that's why we went with Grimmest Hits, because somebody could listen to it and go, I don't have any hit songs on this record, and they go, I know, exactly. It's Grimmest Hits, jackass, not greatest hits. There you go.
All right. So you define Black Label Society music as strange joint graft of Led Zeppelin meets Black Sabbath meets the Allman Brothers. Which distinctive element in particular of each of these three legends of rock do you think you made yours, and how you developed and translated it, creating your own style?
I just think with every band and every artist that we all love, whether it's the Beatles or the Stones or Elton John or Zeppelin or Sabbath or Cream or Hendrix, the Eagles, and then all the bands we love, you name any artist. I think what you are is you're really a reflection of all the music that you love. You know what I mean? So, and the music that you digest and you listen to on a daily basis, because you're just playing what's in your DNA and what you enjoy listening to and what you love and what you love. So I mean that's what it is. So I mean it's just like if you were a chef. I just always say it like that, a Rolodex of knowledge, because that's all, even when you're just listening to music as a student, if you're practicing and learning, and I mean, just by listening to music, you're taking it all in, whether it's the production on the records or whether it's the way they construct songs, chord changes, when they go to certain chord changes and things like that. It's all part of your education. So, I think for every musician. So, and when you're writing songs, you just like improvising. Like after a while, you're not thinking scales in terms of scales or what, all the modes that you've learned over the years. It's like talking. You learn language, but when you're talking, you don't think of what, you just talk. Okay. And it's the same thing with improvising or songwriting.
Very natural feeling.
Yeah, it's natural, so, but, like having like going to the bathroom, you know what I mean? And so, and JD usually refers to these songs as taking a dump, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same result. But, no, but I think with everybody, it's just your reflection of all the stuff you love. Because I can always hear whatever things come, whether it's some Sabbath or Zeppelin there, Allman Brothers, Bad Company, Skinner, the band, Neil Young, the Eagles, Elton John, I can hear all the references in there. Frank Minogue solos, whether it's Frank Marino or Al Meola or John McLaughlin or Jimmy Page or Tony Iommi. It's like, I mean, that's how you learn how to play,
BLS is, of course, it identifies immediately with ZAKK WYLDE and is perceived as your solo project, even if, it's a band. Being in Ozzy's solo band as a guitarist, did you learn more what has to be done or what has not to be done to handle, a solo band, a solo project the best way?
Well, no, I think, with Oz, when you learn from Ozzy is you surround yourself, like if Ozzy was a team owner or anything like that, you surround yourself with great people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you delegate the power and everything like that. Whether if Ozzy's the president of the United States, it would be like Ozzy's not running the military and he's not running the police department and he's not running certain or the freeways and the roads. He delegates the power to people who know how to do that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then he just you oversee it, and then you would you have advisors but you make the final decision. But that's how. That's how you run a business, or you run a band, or you run anything. You delegate the power you surround yourself with great people.
Yeah.
Just like with Wild Audio, doing the guitars and everything like that. You surround yourself with great people that know what they're doing. I mean, I'm not building those guitars. I surround myself, I have people that are great guitar luthiers that are building them. You know what I mean? So until obviously I have the final say whether they're done.
Yeah.
I go, man, these feel great, or I go, this is it, we got it. You know what I mean? So.
And what makes Black Label Society stand out among, all the things that you've done in your career?
It's worse than anything I've done. So it's just
what do you mean?
When you put it on, you go, this is terrible. And you go, yeah, that's Black Label Society. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And it's consistent. It's 20 years of horrendousness, Consistently, they go, God, this stuff's terrible. I go, I know, isn't it? I go, but at
I
least,
totally disagree with you.
People go, every time I've seen them, they're even worse than they were before. I go, but yes, but it is consistent. It's worse, not better.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Consistency is key.
All right. You changed a lot of musicians through the years. Is it because you are maybe too bossy? You were talking about, having a team and that's your spirit, but maybe you don't actually feel it, but somebody else can feel that you are bossy because this is your project, or maybe you were looking for something more, or they were looking for something else. I don't know.
I mean, with Black Label, you can have your cake and eat it too. I mean, the whole thing is you can play in Black Label, have your own bands, have your own hot dog stand, and your own landscaping business at the same time. So, I mean, but you always know you have a home here. I mean, I always consider it's like a fraternity. You can always come and go, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So,
and you said also that nobody was ever fired, is that correct?
Either, if there's something else you want to do, you can always go do that. And then you can always come back, and I mean, yeah, all the guys I roll with and I've ever rolled with, we don't have time for drama. None of the guys I roll with have time for it. They just don't. Everybody's just like, that's why we never get into arguments or anything like that. I've never been in a band like that.
But can maybe having, such a family feeling can be tricky sometimes, or a double-edged sword, or not? Maybe, one day you have a bass player, the next day, hey, I'm going away. So how do you deal with that?
Well, no, I mean, put it this way, if you're going to go away to go do another gig and where we roll, unless it's like family, emergency or family stuff, then it's your gig. But if you give it up, and then somebody's going to come in and replace you, it's their gig until they don't want to play anymore. Because it's not fair. You can't just have somebody playing and then, but if somebody knows coming in that they're going to fill in for a month, or 2 weeks till, because your mom is sick or something like that, I mean, that's a whole other thing. But I mean, but if you just want to, if you're leaving to go to another gig, then it's Jeff's gig on the drums, you know what I mean? But I still keep in touch with all the guys. I mean, that's what I'm saying, because everybody understands what's going on.
Concerning Ozzy, is this the real farewell tour this time? How do you feel? And did you already start to rehearse? Any anticipation about it that you can tell us?
Well, Oz wants to do this, we're supposed to tour until 2020. And then, unless me and Ozzy, get a really bad gambling problem and then we're completely broke, then it'll go into the No More Tours 3 tour, and then we just tour for another 4 years straight. So then it goes into 2024. Yes.
But do you think that this time is going to be the end for sure, or you never know?
But if as long as the steroids and the Viagra are working, we may go to 2030. You never know.
Playing with Ozzy can, be the ultimate goal of any great musician. For you, it has been the starting point of a long journey and directly from the main door. At 19 years old, which was, twice, a surprise. Do you think that gig marked your career with indelible ink that maybe, would have been different, your musical career?
I mean, if it wasn't for Ozzy, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
Okay.
I wouldn't have a Black Label family. I wouldn't have, everything I've done is because Ozzy and Mom, Mrs. O, they took an opportunity, a chance on a 19-year-old kid, and they gave me that opportunity, and they showed me to the world. So, I always owe Ozzy and Mom, with Sharon, everything I have.
And you've always been actually grateful for that because you've been in and out of the band, but seems that you
even
have...
when I wasn't playing in the band, you know, when
That
Gus
you
was
have
in
a
there,
group.
and I'm buddies with Gus, and Gus is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, but no, we just, we'd always keep in touch on holidays, on everyone's birthdays, the kids' birthdays, and, you know, so it's not like, I mean, I was out of the band, but I mean, it's just because I'm doing Black Label all the time, and Oz is on with Gus and everything, but, you know, we still kept in touch throughout the whole time.
Can we say that the relation that you have with Ozzy is pretty much similar to the one that he had with Randy Rhoads? Because it seems you have very...
well, no, you know, I mean, yeah, but I mean, with Oz, I think with his relationship, I mean, Ozzy's so easy to get along with. I mean, everybody in the band, he just wants to just play music, have a good time, and then we go home. So, but no, I mean, like I said, my relationship with Oz is just, it's more than being in a band. It's like a family thing. So, I mean, you know, if he called me up and I wasn't in the band, and Oz is like, Zach, can you come over and clean the dog run and mow the lawn because we got company coming over and we're out today doing stuff? I go, yeah, whatever you want, you know, so. But, I mean, that's kind of our relationship. He's the godfather of our oldest boy, Jesse John Michael, who's named after him, so, no, it's great.
And what's your real artistic escape, you know, your deep breath of artistic oxygen at this point of your career? Playing maybe with Ozzy and just do your job the best you can, or actually go back to Black Label Society, you know, with all the pressures and responsibilities that go with it. I mean, not just playing Zakk Wylde, but being Zakk Wylde. Which is your favorite escape?
Being Black Zakk Wylde is quite taxing because, you know, you have to wake up in the mirror every day and then I have to look and go, wow, I got a lot of work ahead of me. So anyways, but the whole thing is, no, I love doing it all. I love playing with Oz. I love doing Black Label. I love when we're doing Experience Hendrix. I love doing that. I love doing Generation Axe with the fellas.
Yeah.
You know, with Father Vai, Father Ingve, Father Nuno, Father Tosin. I mean, they're all great. I mean, I wouldn't change my situation for anything.
So as long as I have my guitar and my music, it's, you know, yeah. I feel myself wherever I am.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. You know, when people always ask me, they'll say, Zach, you got any advice for my son or my daughter that they're playing music? I said, yeah, play what you love and play what it is. Yeah. You have to play what you love and what moves you and what it is that you have to. Because all your favorite artists, whether it's Zeppelin or Sabbath or Neil Young or Elton John or the Eagles or anybody we're talking about here, they're playing what they love to play, and you have to do that. You know, that's the one, and you know, and that'll always be with you.
You mentioned Aldi Meola among your main influences, which is very surprising and unpredictable. In which way he has been an inspiration for you?
He still is. I still listen to him all the time, and no, he's amazing. I mean, it's just, you know, what he did with Return to Forever, and then when he started doing the solo stuff, it's pretty mind-blowing. Okay. You know, but yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, you ask anyone in my, you know, my generation, they're pretty much all guitar players I know. They're definitely inspired at one point by Alcatraz, for sure. Raised with Devil on Spanish, and he was the first one to bring like extremely technical and fast guitar playing, clean to, you know, he showed on the rock side of things what is capable, you know. So and I, you know, it's just a huge influence, without a doubt.
Randy Rhoads, Jack Healy, Joe Holmes, Gus G. They all play with Ozzy in different eras. Some before you came into the picture, some after. Which of these guys do you feel you have more in common with in the spirit and attitude?
No, what I have in common with all of them, we got a chance to play with the boss. But no, Randy started the whole, you know, the template and the Ozzy sound. Okay. You know, it's Ozzy and Randy. I mean, all of us came after that, and it's our job to, that's the way that, you know, the franchise was started and the team was started. You know, and that's the way Ozzy music is created. So, yeah, it's definitely St. Rhodes you know, if it was the Catholic hierarchy, Ozzy's God, Randy's Jesus Christ, and then the rest of us are all pontiffs.
Okay.
So Jake would be, you know, he would be the first pope. He'd be the first pontiff. He's you know, he's Peter. So you know what I mean? And then the rest, I'll be John Paul II because I'm the second guy in there. You know what I mean? And then, you know, so I guess Gus would be Pope Francis. You know what I'm saying? So.
But you have a very distinctive guitar style. Do you think that it can be a trap sometimes because you have to stick with it because people expect you, you know, to play a certain way with a certain style? How do you think?
I think all the guys you mentioned. Whenever Jake plays, I know it's him. Whenever Gus is playing, I know it's Gus. And you know, so. No, I think all guitar players have their own sound. You know what I mean? So it's just. You know, because it's in your hands. I mean, if you give Keith Richards any guitar, whether he's playing my guitar or Jake's or Gus's, and it's gonna, as soon as he plays "Start Me Up," you're gonna go, "Oh, it's Keith Richards." You know what I mean? So it's just it's in guitar players in their hands. It really is.
Okay, last question, or they're gonna kill me. So it's been 20 years of Black Label Society. How do you imagine yourself in 20 years by now?
How do I look at the 20 years? I'm definitely, let me say, 20 years later, it's just like amazing that it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And just when we think it couldn't get any worse, we bring it to another level.
Okay, thanks very much, Zach, for your time, and see you next time. I'm looking forward
All right, well, we'll see you tonight.
for the show tonight. Great, thank you so much. Ciao.